Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone. It's your boy Mrs. Degenerate back at it again for another motherfucking video. And ooh wee, your boy is back. I just came off the boat. Went on vacation and now your boy is well rested. Got a lot of things off his mind, got a lot of things, got relaxations. And I'm just feeling great. I'm feeling better a little bit. But now it's time to get back to what I love doing, which is doing YouTube. And in particular, we got to talk about that PlayStation event. I wanted to talk about it during my break, but sadly, I did not have any of my equipment to talk about it. So for me, I had to kind of wait. And sorry, I had to keep you guys waiting. But this is going to be a good video, I promise you, because I got a lot to say. And the first thing I'm going to do is take accountability on something. You know, one of the things as a man, I feel like we have to do is take accountability on shit. When we fuck up, we should own up to it. And when I did my Xbox Phil Spencer video responding to that shit, I noticed a lot of people got offended. And, you know, it's rightfully Xbox fanboys getting upset about what I said. But you know what? I think a lot of it, they misunderstood. I was more frustrated at Xbox incompetence. But after seeing the PlayStation showcase, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this shit was garbage.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a two-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Alright, and I owe the Xbox community a sincere apology. Alright? Everyone's getting a fucking apology. Alright? Everyone from the Xbox community, including Phil Spencer, is getting an apology from me. Because this, to me, this PlayStation showcase does not represent the brand of PlayStation. This showcase was a garbage attempt at PlayStation to focus on multiplayer, but created all big type of problems and forget the main thing that people come to the PlayStation brand for. Triple A first party single player experience. And fucking PlayStation, besides one game, did not honor that. And we waited 2 fucking years for them to make a fucking showcase, and it was complete and utter trash. Besides one game from them. So, how am I gonna do this? I'm not talking all about the fucking showcase or all the games. I don't got time for that. What I will give PlayStation some props and give them some recognition is that I appreciate that PlayStation is focusing on their single play multiplayer, because one of the biggest problems I feel PlayStation has is that PlayStation really, and I repeat, really does not have any multiplayer type games. Back in the PS4 era, I would say PS3, we had a bunch of multiplayer experience. Fucking the PS4 era, we just dropped it. We had probably Uncharted 4 and maybe Killzone Shadowfall, and that was it. The rest of that was focused on the PlayStation single player experience, and I love that. I love that. As someone who's more into single player experience, I didn't give a fuck about multiplayer, but I recognize if we're gonna improve the brand, multiplayer is where we need to focus. And you know, you see this initiative over at Xbox as well. They're trying to get single player initiative done pat, but I think Xbox is better at multiplayer. I gotta be honest. And I think Nintendo is good at making fun gameplay mechanics. That's their focus. Taking gameplay over everything else. Fuck graphics, fuck voice acting, fuck anything else. Gameplay is the first priority in over at Nintendo, regardless if you think their games are kiddie. And for the PlayStation brand, they just literally dropped the ball in this fucking showcase because they created the cardinal sin of not showing gameplay for any of their live service multiplayer games. I repeat, none of them. Besides one. They had gameplay for absolutely none of them. They showed off Haven's Studios' new game, Fair Game. That shit, I have no idea what the fuck is that supposed to be because they show no gameplay. And again, you're talking to an audience. You have conditioned your audience, the PlayStation brand, to look for single player content. And this presentation had none of that. And none of these new games that they announced had gameplay. So how am I supposed to know what the fuck this game is unless you're showing gameplay? So Fair Game made no sense. I was like, what is this? This is Payback 2? What are we doing here? What are we doing here, PlayStation? Like, show me gameplay. Show me what the fuck this game is. Because I have no idea based off of what the trailer showed. It looks like you're just robbing people. Okay, cool. I mean, fine, whatever. But I'm not sold on it. Helldivers 2, the sequel to Helldivers. It was a top-down shooter game. Now you guys turn it into a third-person shooter. That looked interesting. But again, I'm not into multiplayer games. So that could have missed me with that. But it was cool. It reminded me of Starship Troopers a little bit. But I wasn't really bothered by that. Then we have Marathon from Bungie. And I'm like, this trailer looks beautiful. I love the art style. It reminds me of Mirror's Edge. But I was like, where's the gameplay? I have no idea what this game is supposed to be about. Are you just a robot just running around and trying to collect things and get it to one area? Like, what is this game about? Like, you showed this game, you didn't show us any fucking shit about it. And I'm like so baffled on this. No gameplay. No gameplay for any of these multiplayers I'm talking about. Destiny 2. Now I get it. I love Bungie. And I appreciate that they're helping Sony out on multiplayer shit. But let's be real, this is not old school Bungie. Alright? This is new school Bungie. And new school Bungie is not nowhere as popular as old school Bungie. Alright? So for them to show Destiny 2, first of all, I don't give a fuck what Skill Up has to say about Destiny 2, because I watch all his reviews on it. I love Skill Up. I think he's an amazing reviewer, one of my favorite YouTuber reviewers, next to ABG. Like, I love him to death, but I don't give a fuck about Destiny. Alright? I don't give a fuck. I'm more interested in Marathon because that's a new, reboot or a continuation of an old IP Bungie have. But unless you're a huge Destiny fan, who the fuck cares about Destiny's new DLC? I mean, Cade Sith coming back is cool. I mean, they kind of have to do that after the actor who passed away. So it's kind of cool that Cade Sith is back, but miss me with this bullshit. With Destiny, I was sitting there, I was like, why are we showing Destiny? And it was just other dumb shit throughout the whole fucking video. Don't even get me started on the indie scene. I'm a huge advocate on showing indie games. But when you're just showing indies after indies after indies after indies, I just was just like, what the fuck is this? You know, it was the most stupidest shit. And it's like, I'm all fine with showing indies. And let me repeat that. I am all fine with showing indies. However, PlayStation, and they did this the last time they had their showcase, really sucks at advertising these indie games because they all just blend together because you're showing them one after the other. So it made no fucking sense. And I was just baffled on this showcase. Like, this was the most silliest showcase I've ever seen. I was like, what is this from PlayStation? Like, I couldn't believe what the fuck they were showing me. Like I would say the only games that legit had me kind of excited or like actually piqued my interest was Ghost Runner 2. The first game was pretty fun. So I'm hoping the second game is. Then we had Phantom Blade, which I want to put an asterisk on that because fucking it's a Chinese company game, and we all know Chinese company games are very much like, ooh, this looks cool, but the game ain't never coming the fuck out. Like, it ain't never coming out. Like, we're still waiting on that Dark Souls side. We're still waiting on Stellar Blade. We're still waiting for all these. I think it's Wolong, something game about the monkey with the pole stick. Like, we're still waiting on those games, and none of those games have a full release date. We don't know much about them. We don't know when the fuck those are coming out. These Chinese company games are really just tech demo games at this fucking point. Like, it looks cool. It looks like a cool Chinese martial arts / hack and slash game. Almost reminds me of Ninja Gaiden, and I was like, this looks cool. But this shit ain't coming out no time soon. So that was a fuck up. Sword of the Sea, that reminded me of Journey, and I believe it's the art director of Journey is making that. So I'm like, I'm in it. And if it's anything that reminds me of Journey, I'll probably play it because Journey was one of my favorite indie games of all time. That game literally broke me into tears when I finished it. So, and it's a game I never want to play again. So I'm going to check this game out. And then, of course, big hitter, Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. As a Metal Gear Solid fan, and especially a Metal Gear Solid 3 fan, like Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm happy about this, but I gotta be honest with you, that trailer was bland as fuck. If it was Kojima making that trailer, I think it would have been way more stellar. I think it would have been way more cooler. Even though I was excited and I popped off, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm excited. I was almost kind of bewildered by this announcement because I was like, man, it didn't have the Kojima flair to it. Kojima would have like did multiple hints and like multiple like cool secret shit in it. He would have like did what he did with Death Stranding 2, where he's giving you glimpses and shit to get you prepared for what's to come in the game. They didn't do any of that. The only great announcement throughout that part, though, was that we're getting the Master Collection Volume 1, which is going to come with Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and the original Snake Eater. So that's incredible. I did read up, however, that it will be modified, like certain things will be cut, and I'm assuming those are going to be the World War II footage are going to be cut, because you have to pay for that shit. And I don't know if these fuckers really want to pay for that shit over at Konami. Konami's kind of broke, and this leads into another concern I have, is who's developing this shit? Like, is this interns? Is this an intern project, or is this an internal studio doing this, or outsourcing? Who's doing this fucking game? There's tons of questions. I don't blame Jeff Keighley. I know Jeff Keighley likes sucking off Kojima's dick all the time, but I actually did not blame him this time. I was kind of like, who's making this shit? Who's developing this? I need more information. Like, I can't. The more I got excited, the more my excitement went down. And I was like, I have tons of questions now. So I don't know. I'm interested in seeing it, but at the same time, it's new Konami, so I don't know about that. Dragon's Dogma 2 looks impressive. Again, it's Team Devil May Cry, Team Itsuno-san, so I have faith he's going to deliver something great. Listen, Itsuno-san can literally put out turd and I'll play it. The game is, I know it's going to be a great game. The first Dragon Dogma was so much fun. The customization and the combat, your pawn system, it looks like it's going to expand even more. It looks like you can even do co-op. So I'm looking forward to that. Alan Wake 2 looked amazing. It almost looked like Resident Evil 2. remake, and I was just kind of like bewildered by that. And I do think when I play this game, before this game comes out, I'm gonna do like, I gotta do first Alan Wake, and then Alan Wake DLC, and then Control, because it ties into Alan Wake 2, and then Alan Wake 2. It's not gonna have a Steam release. It is an Epic, I think an Epic exclusive. Hopefully later it'll get a Steam release. But yeah, I'm gonna try it. It looks incredible, man. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually curious on like how Alan is gonna get out of the dream world or whatever. So I'm looking forward to it. And they said it's gonna be way more horror like. It's gonna be like a horror game. So again, that's why I'm like using the Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4 comparison, because it really did look like that, and it looked amazing. And then there was like one indie game called Ultron, and it looked like this like vomit up Hollow Knight slash Ninja Gaiden type game. The art style looked like somebody just vomit up a bunch of shit, and it looks cool, and I kind of want to try it. And then they announced the VR, and that's another thing. VR section of this, you could tell how much PlayStation don't give a fuck about their VR, because the only interesting shit that they had for their VR shit was Resident Evil 4 VR mode. Everything else was third parties, and even the Resident Evil 4 shit was a third party. So overall, I was just kind of like, if you're not gonna do anything with the VR 2, there is no point of hiding it. I don't know why we don't have other first party developers working on VR titles. You know, this is something I would like to be invested in, but there is no game other than Resident Evil 4 Remake that I would play VR with. You know, that's just the honest fucking truth. So let's improve that, PlayStation. I was just baffled on why they even brung VR. And obviously the big one near the end, Spider-Man. Like, what more can I say? I have a lot to say on Spider-Man 2. But what I will say, it looks incredible. But we got some work to do. Insomniac, get your ass back in the kitchen. You're not done yet, but it looks incredible. But get your ass back in the kitchen. There's some things we gotta talk about. I'm gonna make a video analyzing the Spider-Man 2 gameplay, but so far it looks amazing. I can't wait for this shit. This is what I go for PlayStation for. First party single player experience like Spider-Man. And so that was it. Those were the only games that really raised an eyebrow, and maybe Assassin's Creed Mirage, but that could have been shown in at the Ubisoft Forward showcase. So I didn't know why they had it there. And also, like I said, I was actually impressed by it, and it actually did bring a little spark in my heart. I actually smiled when I saw the gameplay for it, because I was like, that's all I ever wanted Assassin's Creed to be. An Assassin's Creed game. And it actually looked like an Assassin's Creed game. So I was impressed. But other than that, this showcase was fucking disaster. We're missing so many stuff. We're missing first party stuff. And like I said, this should have been a bunch of first party studios coming out and saying, this is what you can expect from us. This is what we're working on, guys. Have fun. And it's like, listen, I get no Santa Monica studio because they had God of War. I get that shit. But you mean to tell me we can't get a glimpse at what Cory Barlog's team is doing with that new IP that they're doing at Santa Monica studio? I get no actual new game from Guerrilla Game, because Guerrilla Game already said that Horizon 3 is coming. I didn't even beat Horizon 2, or played the DLC, so that goes to tell you how much I care about that franchise. Nothing from Sucker Punch. I'm not even saying Sucker Punch had to announce Ghost of Tsushima 2, But you mean to tell me you can't re-release any of the Infamous games? You know, people are into superhero stuff, even though, you know, people claim that franchise fatigue is sitting in. We'll see when the Flash comes out. But, you know, Infamous Second Son, you mean to tell me you couldn't port that to the PC? Or better yet, what about Ghost of Tsushima 2? Like, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, like, where's the PC port for that? Like, are you fucking kidding me? And it just was ridiculous. Bent Studios, the Days Gone team, the new IP. What new IP are they working on? What are they doing? Like, what are they doing over there? They still need time to cook. You guys have fucking 2 years to cook, and y'all still don't have anything to show? Come on, my guys. And don't even get me started on fucking Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog, I love you, but I'm gonna just say this right fucking now. And yes, I know an article, and they already came out and addressed why they wasn't at the PlayStation showcase. I get it. They said that, you know, Last of Us faction is still being worked on, but as of right now, the game is not looking up to the level that we wanted to. And then more articles came out later by Bloomberg team that due to Bungie interference, Bungie said that the game wasn't looking up to par to be a live service game. So they took half of that team and spread them out to other games. So now the fucking multiplayer is in limbo. And I don't understand how the fuck did this happen. Let me talk to Neil Druckmann. Neil Druckmann, I hope you're listening to this, brother, because I love you. I have a love-hate relationship with you. I got nothing but respect for Neil Druckmann. But let me just say this for you. Let me just say this. You had all this fucking time, literally all this time, to have a fucking kissing scene in Last of Us, the TV show. You had all this time to direct a fucking scene from the Last of Us TV show where fucking Tess is kissing a fucking infected, getting tongued down by an infection. But you have no time to look over your company and find out why the fuck the multiplayer is still not out. We've been waiting 3-4 years, I want to say, for this fucking multiplayer, and still nothing has come out from it. Like, that is ridiculous. 4 years, and only have one concept art. That is it. Last of Us 2 has already come out and gone. Some people still hate the game. Some people still like it. I don't give a fuck. But I don't want to hear this nonsense. This shit should have been out. And to give us this PNG fucking, the apology letter that every fucking game developer does now is getting ridiculous. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of these PNG fucking, we're sorry, we have to delay our game, or we apologize for fucking up. I'm tired of it, bro. Like, you should have just never even announced the Factions 2. Because, again, if you had just said we're not doing multiplayer for Last of Us 2, I don't think anybody would have batted an eye. I think people would have been a little bit disappointed, but at least we would have all been like, all right, well, the single player, we'll focus on the single player, because that's always been Last of Us thing, was the single player experience. But you promised us the fucking multiplayer, and now there's problems, and we're listening to Bungie of all people. Again, I get it. Bungie has done a great job of making sure Destiny has gone back and got back up to base of where it was. But man, like, we listening to them now on multiplayer advice? Oh, goodness. And then these fuckers had the audacity to come out and say, well, we are working on a single player game. I pray on everything I love. I pray on my brother and my mother that I swear to God, if it's Last of Us Part fucking 3, I'm gonna punch a motherfucker. Because I hate the discourse with the fucking Last of Us community. You guys are the fucking annoying. You guys don't enjoy anything. You either have people fucking having to defend Last of Us Part 2 and all this shit, and I'm guilty of this as well. You either have the defenders that's trying to defend the game and is getting offended by anybody who criticizes it, and then you have people who blindly hates the game because they didn't even play it, but they heard from their friends. And it's an annoying, it's a very annoying franchise. And I don't want to be bothered with a fucking third game. I don't care. It better be a new fucking IP. Because I just want to take a break from The Last of Us. We literally just had a show where fucking Tess is getting tongued down by a fucking infected. I do not need this shit. So Neil, I need you to get your ass up. Stop directing shit. Stop having kumbaya party time with Craig Mazin. I'm glad that your show did well. But can you please make sure that your fucking company, the company I grew up with, the company I care for, the company that literally I've seen grown since I was a little fucking kid, with Crash Bandicoot all the way up to The Last of Us, can you please make sure my fucking company, my favorite company is okay? Like, this is incredible. Like, this is bullshit, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm fucking frustrated, bro. Like I don't give a fuck about this multiplayer until I see gameplay. Until I see gameplay, I don't want to hear nothing about this shit. And then miscellaneous shit. Did we really need like to show a fucking Splatoon ripoff game? Like, PlayStation, have you learned nothing? PlayStation All-Stars? I know this is from Square Enix, and I'm gonna just say this right now. Square Enix is a bunch of fucking dumbwits. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm really sick and tired of Square Enix because these guys sold their American companies and now they have nothing. So now they're just pulling shit out the wall. And I'm getting sick and tired of them showing Final Fantasy 15. At this point, you're either buying Final Fantasy 16 or you're not. So I'm tired of this. They're like, stop showing us this shit because you're spoiling shit now, and it's fucking retarded. It's stupid. I want to just go in not knowing anything, and every single minute I'm getting spoiled by shit. A few weeks ago, we literally had a Game Informer or people from the press playing the game and talking about it. If I'm not mistaken, even Maximilian, one of my favorite YouTubers, he was talking about his experience playing the game. And Devils Never Cry, a bunch of other YouTubers I follow was talking about it. So I don't know why the fuck was this even shown at this fucking showcase. And another thing, if you're gonna do PlayStation PC ports, put them on the fucking PlayStation showcase. Because that's bullshit that we had a bunch of fucking indie games back to back. We had a bunch of fucking VR games back to back. Only one first-party single-player game and a bunch of multiplayer games, but no PC ports for any of the regular PlayStation games. Like, you literally waited days later to announce Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is coming to the fucking PC. I'm like, why was this not at the showcase? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what? Oh my fuck. You know what? This video's over. Overall, this was an embarrassment of the PlayStation brand, the PlayStation community, everyone. Like, if you're a PlayStation fan, I don't understand how you can ever say that PlayStation did good by you. If you're saying that Spider-Man was good, I completely shout outs to you. But other than that, what the fuck we talking about then? This should have been the moment while Phil Spencer and the Xbox community and everybody is bleeding out and they're all like, looking like zombies. Fucking PlayStation does the Gears of War 1 stomp animation and curb stomp the fuck out of Xbox. And instead, they did the complete opposite. They just picked Xbox up, dusted them off, and was like, have a nice day, partner, and moved on. Like, what the fuck was this? I was just baffled, alright? Baffled on this whole showcase. And, my God, I will... Once again, this just proves that PlayStation, their showcase and state of plays suck ass. And I just really wish they would go back to doing live, actual people talking and whatnot, because this was fucking horrible. This was trash. And everybody from the PlayStation branch should be embarrassed. Seriously. Except Insomniac. They're the only ones that get an actual check plus. But get back in the kitchen, Insomniac. Anywho, this is your boy, Mr. Degenerate, signing out. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, guys, stay safe and have a good one. Also, I can't believe those fuckers actually put Gran Turismo, the fucking movie trailer, on this shit. What the fuck? How about you announce, Sony, a fucking PC port to Gran Turismo 7? How about that? Alright, nobody gives a fuck about no Gran Turismo movie. Get that shit out of here. Save that shit for the Summer Game Fest, bro. Like, no one gives a fuck.